Welcome! In today's video, we'll explore 3 chilling stories from the Junji Ito Collection. Get ready for a journey into the eerie and unsettling world of this horror manga master. Enjoy the video. The first story begins with a man named Iwasaki walking down the street, feeling an ominous sense of dread. He decides to enter a cafe to calm his nerves and sits down. Spotting a magazine nearby, he picks it up and starts reading. Inside this magazine, he finds a photograph that shocks him. A strange model with a monstrous appearance. From that moment on, her image haunts him, even invading his dreams. Desperate for some relief, Iwasaki confides in his friend about the unsettling model. Through their conversation, we learn that Iwasaki is currently working on a film script and is behind schedule. His friend advises him to forget about the model and focus on his work, warning that if he doesn't, someone else will be hired to finish the script. Taking his friend's advice, Iwasaki gradually puts the creepy model out of his mind. Later, we see Iwasaki and his friends celebrating the success of their last movie and discussing their next project. They begin casting for the new film and receive 3 actor submissions. The first option is not suitable. The second option is a promising actress named Tamae. And the third option shocks everyone, especially Iwasaki, because it's the model from the magazine. Iwasaki insists they reject her, but his friend is intrigued by her unique appearance and decides to cast her. They arrange to meet the 2 actors. First, they meet Tamae, who impresses them. Then the unsettling model arrives and introduces herself as Fuchi. Throughout the meeting, Iwasaki is visibly uncomfortable and continues to urge his friend to drop Fuchi from the project, but his friend remains adamant. The crew, along with Tamae and Fuchi, head to a mountain location to start filming. During the drive, someone tells a joke, making everyone laugh, even Fuchi, who reveals her sharp teeth when she laughs. Once they arrive, they brief Tamae on her role. Meanwhile, Fuchi sits silently, staring intently at Iwasaki, which unnerves him. Seeking some respite, Iwasaki goes to wash his face in a nearby river. On his way, he hears something following him. It's Fuchi. She starts chasing him, but he manages to hide and returns to his friends, insisting they leave immediately. Moments later, Fuchi returns, and everyone pretends nothing is wrong. They resume filming, but Fuchi grows agitated as Tamae continues to dominate the scenes. She demands to know when her turn will come. They assure her it's soon, but suggest a break first. During the break, Iwasaki and his friend discuss escaping without Fuchi noticing. Suddenly, their other friend rushes in, terrified, claiming he saw Fuchi eating Tamae. Skeptical, they follow him to the scene and find bloodstains. Fuchi then appears, covered in blood, and kills one of them in front of the others. In shock, they all run for their lives. Iwasaki trips, and Fuchi catches up to him. She tells him that now they are finally alone together.
Finally, you and I are alone together.
The second story begins with a boy named Hiroshi and his mom, who have just moved to a new house. They go to check out their new home and meet their neighbors. Hiroshi notices something strange about one of the neighboring houses. It only has one window. They ring the doorbell of this house several times, but no one answers. They then meet another neighbor and ask about the mysterious house. They learn that a middle-aged woman lives there, but she rarely leaves her home. Sometimes they can see her shadow through the window, so she is likely still around. That night, after dinner, Hiroshi goes to bed. While he is sleeping, he starts hearing someone talking to him. He wakes up and opens his window to see who it is, and finds out that it is the neighbor from the strange house. She doesn't seem to be human. She keeps asking him to come and visit her in her house. Hiroshi refuses her request, closes the window, and goes back to sleep.
There you are. Are you finding your new house to your liking? Young man, how are you feeling tonight? Come by and visit me someday. I'll be waiting for you in here with the front door unlocked.
The next day, Hiroshi goes about his day as if nothing happened. However, when night falls and he goes to bed, he starts hearing the strange voice again. He opens the window and he is shocked to see his creepy neighbor trying to reach his window using a pole. Hiroshi throws the pole away and runs to tell his parents. They come to check, but find nothing. They try to calm Hiroshi, telling him it was just a nightmare. Hiroshi goes back to sleep. The following day, Hiroshi is visibly nervous. He even stops in front of the creepy woman's house for a moment. That night, as before, he hears the eerie voice talking to him again, getting closer and closer. Hiroshi thinks the woman is trying to reach his window, but the truth is far worse. Somehow, she manages to move her window itself closer to Hiroshi's window. The third story begins with a man named Ugi wandering through the dense jungle, exhausted and starving. By sheer luck, he stumbles upon a remote tribe. Days later, we see Ugi back at his house, recounting his adventure to his friend Sodyu. He tells him about the tribe in South America that he discovered. The tribe's people had given him a jar of nectar they extract from their sacred tree. They warned Ugi not to be noticed while consuming the nectar, but Ugi didn't understand what they meant. Curiosity piqued, Sodyu decides to try some of the nectar. He finds it incredibly delicious and becomes obsessed with it. Unable to resist, he tells a few of his friends about the nectar, and they all head to Ugi's house to try it. They knock repeatedly, but there is no answer. Desperate, they sneak in through a window and find the jar. As they sample the nectar, they detect a foul, rotting odor. Following the smell, they discover a large bloodstain on the wall, which terrifies them. Soju spots a map and decides to take it, along with the jar, and they all leave for another house. As they divide the nectar among themselves, one of them suddenly explodes while consuming it. The rest are horrified and rush outside, only for another friend to explode. Realizing the nectar might be the cause, the survivors stop consuming it immediately. Days pass, and we see Soju at a restaurant with one of his friends. He tries to eat, but all he can think about is the nectar. Kamada, another friend, arrives and admits he's run out of nectar. He had been testing it on other people to figure out how to avoid exploding, but hadn't discovered anything useful. The trio decides to visit a nearby river, pondering their dilemma. The girl in the group can no longer resist and eats some nectar, but experiences no adverse effects. Encouraged, Soju takes a sip but tragically explodes. The girl then says that she saw a massive creature swoop down and smash Soju. She dives into the river, thinking the creature won't reach her there, but as soon as she consumes more nectar, the creature reappears and kills her. Kamada then recalls the map Soju took from Ugi's house. Determined to find answers, he ventures into the same jungle Ugi had explored. There he finds a bizarre tree with constantly moving, vanishing branches. Recognizing the smell, he realizes this is the source of the nectar. As he attempts to extract some nectar and consume it, the tree's branches violently smash him, ending his quest.
I'll have all the nectar I could ever want!
As we come to the end of our exploration of these 3 haunting tales from the Junji Ito collection, I hope you found them as captivating and unsettling as I did. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for sticking around, and see you in the next video.